Compact luxury sports machines are fun, entertaining, can be aggressive on the styling, just overall a really enjoyable category of vehicles. You know, from Lexus IS based stuff to BMW's M2, M3 stuff, the Mercedes C-Class stuff, though, you know, they're still adjusting the C63. We have past thoughts on that car. But one that is an all-time great already for me is this one right here, the Audi RS3. So what makes the Audi RS3 so great? I like that its styling at its core is subtle, and then they add a few pieces to just pump it up a bit. But Audi never goes over the top with it. They've been getting more aggressive in recent years without, you know, losing track that they're always the subtly cool, sporting luxury sedan. So, for example, on this car, great looking wheel and tire setup. And then I love the vent behind the forward wheels to, you know, release brake pressure, just let air flow through. Those look so good. It's got the right stance, it sits good, but it's not shouty, especially in this gray color too. You can get into some brilliant green colors and stuff like that. But overall, the package, the use of carbon fiber is appropriate and solid, but again, not over the top. It's just the right mix, right blend of subtle pieces to let you know this is more than an A3 or an S3. In the cabin here, the seat stitching looks great with the RS logo. The seats themselves are comfortable. Backseat legroom is not great for a vehicle, but of this size, you're not going to be surprised. Still, it could be a little bit better. The steering wheel design is interesting. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I do like the thinness of the rim, but the squared off circle, I don't know. They're trying to do something different here. It's not terrible. It's nothing special at the same time. Shift paddles are where they need to be, but I do like that they've moved to a dual button setup for entering the performance tunes for the car, I guess. There's an RS button, there's a performance button, so you put it in RS mode, RS individual, so you have it set up how you like it, and then, or you hit the performance one to just go for the most raucous RS performance version. But then there's another mode called torque rear, which you gotta actually press that one because it sends all the available power to the back. So Audi wants to know, like, hey, you really wanna do this, right? And you go, yes, I do, and you get into that mode. Now, the real reason though why this is gonna go down as an all-time great is the powertrain. The engine specifically, what's going on under the hood. Not a 4-cylinder, not a 6-cylinder, not an 8-cylinder. This is an inline 5 turbocharged engine. So it's 2.5 liter inline 5. Inline 5 is such a rare breed of engine, but it's one with a great distinct engine note. And here it's making right around 400 horsepower, north of 360 pound-feet of torque. And in a vehicle this size, that delivers on excellence. Quattro all-wheel drive, rear biased quattro all-wheel drive. I believe the 0 to 60 time is low 3s, which in this price point, in this segment, is just an awesome number for something doing so without any electrification. You know, it's easy to hit those things when you have electrification involved, but when you don't, it's pure vehicle working hard to achieve amazing numbers. It's possible. The steering feel is great. It's stiff though, even in its softest setting. It is a stiff vehicle, but it's still comfortable. It feels very confidence inspiring. The differential has been reworked, so to make turn-in sharper, which is, a vehicle like this needs that because when you have that much weight over the nose, and the engine does look like it's typical Audi, sitting just forward of that front axle, but all the clever differential tuning and magic is happening to make sure this thing is entertaining as hell. And then the ability to get it into full drift party mode with the torque rear setup, wonderful. It's a package that works really well. You would look fine and not like a total, like, idiot driving this thing to work every day as your daily driver, because it is a nice looking Audi sedan without being overly shouty, overly dramatic about what it can and cannot do. But when you want to take the long way home, it is ready to rip. The brakes are excellent. This has optional carbon ceramic brakes, so like tons of braking power for a vehicle of this size. There's just a lot going on. What do I not like about it? I think the Sonos sound system is kind of weak. This is my first experience with a Sonos sound system, and I'm not that impressed. It's fine. It's not bad, but it's not good. I wish there was more rear seat legroom. That's really it. That's all I'm finding. I wish the damping was a bit better. I know you're gonna say this doesn't line up with an M2 because that's a coupe, but size-wise it feels very M2-ish. M3 feels a bit bigger. This is like lives in between M2 and M3. So I wish it had the damping. I remember the M2 being really nicely damped. Just the overall ride was great without being punishing. There are times when you're like, this is just a little too stiff. Otherwise though, it's fantastic. These start in the 60s, easily optioned into the 70s. I've heard there could be dealer markups on these as well. I don't know if that's still happening. But it's a blast. In the head-up display, I can see where I am in the rev counter without having to look down because it'll light up. I can see what gear I'm in, all good. You can actually you can see oil temp too. So if you're tracking this thing, you would know, hey, bring it in or back it down or just keep on rocking. That's one thing I really need to explore with this car though, because I'm not gonna test its limits out here, and that's a bummer because I think its limits are gonna be really high, really progressive, and just really controllable. That's the vibe I'm getting from this car, and I love cars like that. How can you not love a car like that? And much like the M2 I drove, I need to take this thing out on a racetrack and just really be able to push it to and past limits to see what this is capable of, put it in torque rear, get this thing sideways, see how easy it is to control in drifts. I'm just not gonna do that on the street. It's just irresponsible. Going quick is one thing, but going quick sideways is a totally different thing. So yes, this is a car that I'm very happy to report is excellent. Sadly, I think this thing bows out in a few years, but good news is apparently this powertrain, and I hope they're not detuning it, is going into the Golf R, which, because we need a hatch version of this, I think in Europe they get an RS3 hatch. I know they get an what the hell, I mean the letters and numbers, RSQ3 I believe they have in Europe, which seems like it'd be like a cool rally car. We need a hatch or wagon version of this, which we'll never get. So the Golf R version with this powertrain sounds like it could be a recipe for just awesomeness. And I hope it turns out to be that way. Because as it sits, I'm a fan. Sedans don't sell that well anymore. I'm glad this thing still exists. I don't think it's long for the world, but I'm glad it is going out on one hell of a note because, like I said, inline 5 turbo. Just prodigious power, excellent power delivery, great noise. One of these with an aftermarket exhaust, because Audis are always typically on the quiet side, though over the years they've gotten louder. With the right exhaust, this thing would probably just sound unbelievable. It would sound like a baby Gallardo or something like that. No doubt in my mind, you could make this sound more Lamborghini-ish, but don't go too Lamborghini, then you ruin the Audi-ness of it all. There's a fine line. Someone out there can find it. I'm gonna search some clips because I'm sure they already exist, but Audi RS3, this thing is an absolute hit, a little rocket ship, and it just makes me excited. Please don't detune it for the Golf R version to come, though I'm probably gonna hate the infotainment of that Golf R. That's a whole different story. We'll worry about that in a future day. For now, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna down, shift, and go.